Buckeyes, Boilers, and here we go. Sawinski with the fair catch at the 15-yard line. So that brings out the Boilers and their starting quarterback, Texas transfer, Hudson Card.
This is a team, Gus, that I think is going to want to throw it pretty often today.
First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Devin Maccabee in the backfield. He's been a workhorse for Purdue for quite some time. He'll run it straight ahead and get close to the first down and get more. Maccabee spinning, driving, and he'll pick up 14 offensively. Let's take a look at the Boilermakers.
It's a veteran offensive line and then youth outside at the skill position. C.J. Smith is a wide receiver, a transfer from Georgia that's finally healthy, had a hamstring injury. They love him, 6'3", 195 pounds. But I think that their best player on the outside is Max Clare, the tight end, number 86. I think he's one of the better tight ends in this conference. No one knows about him, though, because they're 1-7 right now.
First down and 10 at the 38-yard line. And Maccabee running over the right side, tries to turn the corner, does, crosses the 40. Upended by Denzel Berg. Second down and 4 at the 44-yard line. Maccabee remaining in the game at tailback. Here's Card to throw it. Card in trouble, and Card goes down. Buckeyes with pressure. Cody Simons. How would you like to play for James Laurinaitis? That would be cool if that was my coach.
Yes,
I would love it. Third down and 14. Card tries to set up a screen. He's got Maccabee, hits the sideline, won't have enough as he is corralled by Sonny Styles, and that will bring on the punt team for Purdue. Keelan Crimmins sends it away. Emeka Egbuka is the deep man, lets it go over his head, and what a beautiful punt. Crimmins angling this one out of play.
So good.
That's a 2-yard gain on first down by Judkins. Will Howard, I tell you what, Will Howard and Ohio State made one great decision this year, joining forces.
I was going to say, you told him that yesterday. You know, we're meeting with the team, and you said, Will, you made a great decision to be a Buckeye. And he looked at you and he says, you know, in not so many words, you're damn right.
That's right.
I was loving it, man.
Second down and 8 at the 8. Howard to throw it, and he'll throw it up the sideline. Caught over the shoulder. Is it good? Yes, it is. Jeremiah Smith, folks. Money on the rise.
That's a catch, and this is, Gus, you know how I feel about it. I say it every time we cover these games. I think he's probably the best receiver in the sport.
First down and 10, and this is Judkins. I don't know, the kid from Alabama's pretty good.
This is as good of an offense as there is in the sport.
On second down, Howard, play fake. Now Howard bouncing out of the pocket, finds Judkins, and Judkins, who started last week against Penn State, gobbled up by Nyland Green defensively for Purdue. Third down and 3 at the 40-yard line. Empty backfield for Howard. See if Purdue can get off the field. Remember, Howard's got great legs. He'll fire it over the middle and incomplete. That one in and out of the hands of tight end G. Scott, and the Buckeyes will punt it away.
You know, they did this last week as well. I mean,
Joe McGuire will punt it away. He stands at the 25. Andrew Sawinski back deep around the 20. Line drive. And Sawinski just covers it up. And he has it at the 11-yard line. First down and 10 at the 12-yard line. For Hudson Card and the Boilermakers. Reggie Love comes in at running back. They'll give it to him. And Love showed no love on that play as he gets wrecked by Jack Sawyer. Second down and 9 at the 13. Love again, running straight ahead, bumped, and he'll be tackled for a loss. That Ohio State defense, stout JT Tuimoloau.
But this is a situation he told me he desperately wanted to avoid, deep in their own territory, and the obvious third down passing situation.
Well, you played with him. He came into Colorado. Was he a quarterback?
He was. He was recruited as a quarterback. He was in the room that I was in. He moved to safety. He was a terrific player.
Card to throw it, steps up in the pocket under pressure. Buys time, running laterally, on the move, incomplete. And they'll have to punt it away. Caleb Downs ready to return it for the Buckeyes. As Crimmins punts for the second time out of his own end zone. And that one blocked. Loose. Buckeyes have it. What a play by Ohio State. Judkins straight ahead. And he'll hop through the hole across the line of scrimmage. Lean down close to the 5. Second down and goal to the 6-yard line. Let's see what Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, draws up. Here's some misdirection. Howard trying to get to the corner and will not. I have a question for you, Joe. If Chip Kelly's calling the plays, what's on that sheet that Ryan Day is looking at as his team goes to the line of scrimmage?
Now, I don't know what they call it, but here's what I'm going to call it. That's a veto card because he's the head coach. So he's like, hey, man, when I want to call something, I get to call something. It's probably the exact same sheet that Chip is looking at. These are two great play callers. They've each called plays for a long time. And so now it's a kind of a cohesive deal. Chip calls the play, but I'm sure that Ryan's given suggestions almost every series, certainly.
Third down and goal at the 2. And it's Howard. He'll submarine down, lost his footing short of the goal line as Karlaftis covers him up. Fourth down and goal at the 1. Buckeyes going for it. Jeremiah Smith, the receiver, at the top of your screen.
Why don't you sneak it here? Get under center and sneak it.
Judkins, the pistol back. And Howard runs it and scores. Will Howard crosses the line. Touchdown, Ohio State. Howard using that 6'4", 235-pound frame. Jaden Fielding in to attempt the extra point, and it's good. So, how about Indiana? Tell me about it.
Man,
come on.
Indiana is. We covered them against it in Nebraska. They handed it to the Cornhuskers that day.
Handed to Michigan State last week.
Yeah, they did.
On the road.
Unanswered, man.
Michigan's schedule was not very difficult a season ago.
By the way, how about UCLA? Deshaun Foster getting a huge win last night. That was great for the Bruins.
Card throws this one to the sideline, and it's caught. Maccabee, some hard running after the catch, gets to the 40. Kobe Simon.
They've only got 3 defensive linemen because this is not usual, this structure, and they've got an extra player on the field right here.
Second and 5 at the 30. Card hands it off. Maccabee, nice spin and a first down. That's one thing about Devin Maccabee, the junior from Boonville, Indiana. He runs so hard. Maccabee leading the team in rushing this year. First down at the 39. Maccabee served as the pistol back. He'll run it over the right side with more room. Swiss cheese defense right now for Ohio State as Maccabee shreds him for 7.
People have wondered if this was ever going to make an appearance. So 3 down linemen for Ohio State. You've got the down lineman right there, and then you've got this jack position. There's Melton in the jack position.
Second down and 3 at the 46. Maccabee, another first down. Maccabee, 5 carries, 47 yards. He's averaging 9.4 yards per carry. Card turns a corner, wide open, and Hudson Card will get out of bounds and pick up another first down for Purdue. That's a gain of 12. Card to throw it. Underneath, caught, another first down for the Boilermakers as they get to the Ohio State 15-yard line. This time it's Jamal Edrin. First down at the 16. Let's see if Purdue can pay this one off and level this game. Card in the gun. Card looking underneath again. Another catch and another first down for Purdue. This time it's his tight end, Max Clare. And he's a sophomore from the Natty, Cincinnati, Ohio. First and goal at the 5 for the Boilers. Maccabee back in at running back. They'll give it to him. No. Card trying to throw it, and that's deflected and rejected. Sonny Styles in on the play. 2 tight ends in the game. Maccabee in motion. Maccabee dives forward, and he'll get to the Ohio State 2.5. Third down and goal at the 3. Card in the corner, incomplete. Edrin, the intended receiver. They're going to kick this one. Porath comes in to attempt a 21-yarder for Purdue. He was 2 of 2 last week against Northwestern, and he missed it. Pushed it wide right. Boilers come up empty.
My dad is a veteran. He fought in Vietnam. Dad, Gary Clapp, I'm just so proud of you. Thank you for your service and all of those brave men and women around the world serving our country.
And on first down, I haven't had a chance to meet your dad. What was his rank in the service?
He was a first lieutenant of an artillery division and fought in Vietnam. And then when he came home, he was stationed in Yuma, Arizona, and he met a beautiful young woman by the name of Rita Harvey.
Wow.
They fell in love. And
here you are.
And that's now it's your problem.
Oh my God. That's what I was going to say. Your father went through Vietnam, but his hardest thing was to raise you.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Second down and 10
goodness.
at the 20, and it is my problem now, folks. This should take us to the end of the quarter. As we're running straight ahead, Travion Henderson, nice slashing run. And a gain 13 yards. That takes us to the end of the first quarter. Visit go.fox/USVets to learn how you can help end veteran homelessness. Howard on first down, fires out into the flats, and he has his receiver out of bounds. Travion Henderson will step out. Antonio Stevens right there with him.
I'll tell you, Travion Henderson is playing like a man possessed this year. And it's not just his ability to carry the football. We know that he's dynamic carrying the football. Gus, but I'm telling you, I have not seen a running back block the way that Travion Henderson has been blocking both in the run game and in pass protection. Number 32 is having a great year.
Second down and 4 to 38. Howard pulls it out, fires over the middle, and it's caught. Jeremiah Smith with the reception. First down and 10 at the 47. Henderson remains in the game. They give it to Junkins on the reverse. And Junkins doesn't go anywhere. Well defended. Second down and 18 at the 39-yard line. Howard, quick strike on the hitch out wide, and it's Carnell Tate. This kid, folks, Carnell Tate. Everybody's talking about Jeremiah Smith, but watch this kid. He's only a sophomore, and he's a champion already. And I want to tell you why in a moment.
They say sneaky good, you know. And
he's a pro.
I think he absolutely will be. And by the way, if you play at Ohio State at this position, that's just kind of a prerequisite. You know, you think of all the guys. Heck, it's starting to become a prerequisite that not only you're a pro, but you're going to be a first-round draft pick.
Third down and 17 at the 40. Powers fires underneath and caught. First down, it looks like. That's Jeremiah Smith running on the rise. Shout out to 0161. Thank you.
After review, the runner's knee was down with the ball short of the line to gain. It's fourth down.
A tad bit short.
I would go for this, and I think Ryan Day will.
Fourth down and 1. And they'll bring up Howard. Quarterback sneak, brotherly shove with a tush push. He says, hey, they may have turned him away.
They're off and running.
First down at the 43 for the Buckeyes. Innocent motion. Howard looking, dumps it down. Henderson out of the backfield. And they'll gain some positive yardage, make it 5.
We're entering the territory with number 4 where you throw it to him regardless of safety position. I think Will Howard is just starting to understand that. I thought he should have gone to 4 on the last play.
Second down and 5 at the 38. And it's Henderson picking his way through the hole, and Travion get the first down. Travion Henderson tackled by Dylan Thieneman.
And he's a guy that was a preseason AP All-American. He's a Thorpe, Bednarik, Nagurski watch list guy. Good player.
And they'll run it near side, out of bounds for Howard. And that's the big difference with this Ohio State team. His elusiveness, his aggressiveness. I really like how Will Howard has come in, the Kansas State transfer. 12th play of the drive. And it's Howard again as he pulls it out and gets to the 15. First down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Howard sets up backside, looks, dumps it down, has a wide open receiver, G. Scott. Touchdown, Buckeyes. On that play, number 74, the left tackle, All-American, Donovan Jackson with some great blocking. 13-play drive for the Bucks. Everybody's from Ohio, Joel. It's unbelievable.
It's so true.
This one kicked out of the end zone. Reggie Love in the backfield. Hudson Card, Texas transfer at quarterback. Card gives it up as Love. Nice stick in the ground. He'll gain 4 yards on the play. The second down and 6 at the 29. And a handoff again. Not a lot of room for Love.
You question everything down there. So you go to all the defensive coaches and you say, hey, tell me why we do this way. And you say, well, I think we should do it differently. And so there is a collaborative effort to try to get better. But the key is, and the reason that it's tough, Gus, is that you've got to have humility, both as a head coach and as a defensive staff. And if you don't, if there's hubris in that room and guys get offended, it can go off the rails. That's why it's a tough conversation.
Timeout call by Purdue. Play clock winding down.
You know, this is a team that if they can get a tough win today, you know, they've got 10 wins in their sight, can possibly play for a Big 12 title.
Third down and 4 at the 31. Card in trouble. Throws on the move. And a nice throw and great catch. As Morissette somehow dug that one out. Card with the handoff. Love turns it up. And he runs right into Caleb Downs. And when you look at this Ohio State defense, they do look better since the Oregon game.
Yeah.
But things look different.
Downs is an incredible player. He's the best safety, maybe the best defender in America, and he's just more around the line of scrimmage in the football.
1 second down and 4. Card looking for that first down, and he gets wrecked. Woo! Ha! Lathan Ransom was one of the best players on the field at Penn State. Had 7 tackles, broke a pass up. Third down and 1. Oilers get the first down.
I'll say this for Purdue. I watched all their snaps from this season, and early in the year they were really struggling.
Jack Sawyer defensively for the Buckeyes, a gain of 2. Second and 8 at the 49. Card steps up in the pocket, buys time, and finally and wisely slides down in front of Cody Simon. 1 yard gain. Third down and 7 at the 48. Purdue looking to extend their drive with 3 minutes to go in the second. Card under pressure and sacked again.
Number 96, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Edric Houston.
And that is a true freshman, Edric Houston. Just caused his team to stay on the field. That is a massive penalty.
First down at the 43. Maccabee hopping through the hole. Gains 3 yards on the play. Stopped by Ty Hamilton. Second down and 7. At the 40-yard line, Devin Maccabee remains in the game. And they'll give it to Devin. Tough running once again. Runs into Jack Sawyer. Sawyer 6'5", folks. 260.
And a big reason why they feel good about their prospects moving forward is that they feel they're going to get the best football from Tui Moloau and Jack Sawyer here over the next 5-6 weeks.
They've been tweaking the defensive line at Ohio State. Third down and 3 at the 36. Card hit as he throws, incomplete. He had all kinds of pressure. This time it's JT Tuimoloau.
If they leave the middle of the field open, watch out for Hudson Card trying to scramble.
Fourth down and 3 at the 36. 1:49 to go in the second. Here comes a blitz. Card backpedaling. Card, and he's swarmed under again. Jack Sawyer, Jordan Hancock combining on the sack. So good field position. Ohio State with 2 timeouts left. Travion Henderson in at running back. He can pop one at any time. They'll give it to him with a huge hole. There he goes. Travion on the gallop. And it's a first down inside Purdue territory. Gained 16 yards. Stopped by Jefferson and Green.
So you wonder, like, are you taking a shot to Jeremiah here at some point?
Here we go. Howard looking. Howard fires. Incomplete. And there's Jeremiah Smith. I'd like to see him to go to Carnell Tate a little bit more, Joel. And that would, I think, really free things up for Jeremiah Smith.
Well, Smith was facing a lot of contact right there. On the back end, they were trying to get that corner route thrown, and Purdue hands all over Smith. Couldn't get to the ball.
Second down and 10 at the 43. Minute and 26 to go. Tate, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Howard. Sideline throw, Jeremiah Smith again. Third down and 1. Judkins in at running back. They'll give it to Quinshawn on the edge, and Judkins inside the 20. A gain of 16.
Great run from Q. Q's got that explosiveness on the interior, needed the first, and they got it. They do not need to go fast here. They've got plenty of time. You don't want to give Purdue the ball back with a couple of timeouts and too much on the clock, so they can slow things down.
First down at the 19. Howard, all kinds of time. Now Howard in trouble and sack. Great job, Cole Brevard. The Penn State transfer from Carmel, Indiana, got to the quarterback, a loss of 9.
And now they've got a player down, and that's the left guard, Carson Hinsman.
And he's been playing excellent.
He came into the lineup last week.
Wouldn't you say, Joel?
I thought he played great. I really thought he played great. And him being up and bending that leg, that is a really good sign.
Let's go downstairs to JT.
Well, Donovan Jackson was just so complimentary of Carson Hinsman and how he stepped into the role last week. He told me the two were together watching film from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. all last week. And keep in mind, like you mentioned, Gus, Carson did lose that starting spot last year. But the best thing about it, Donovan told me, he never lost hope that he could be a factor again. Great sign he's up on his feet, and I'll keep you guys posted.
Second down and 19. At the 28, Howard sets, delivers, caught. Smith gets down the sideline and out of bounds close to the 15-yard line.
Smart play there from Smith.
Third down and 8 at the 17. Howard underneath. Smith gets to the corner. Money on the rise. Touchdown. Jeremiah Smith, a gain of 17 and a touchdown for the Bucks.
And Howard got rolled up on in the backfield, and he was grabbing at that left knee. So, man, a lot of intrigue now just in the health of the Buckeyes here at halftime. And how good is Smith on that drive? He can just take over a game like no wide receiver I've seen in a long time. I mean, Marvin did that at times, but Smith is just like, there's something different about Jeremiah Smith.
Buckeyes up 21-0. First down at the 25 for Purdue, and it's Love. Gets to the edge. Knocked out of bounds short of the 30-yard line by Jordan Hancock.
Oh, there we go. We get the nice auto. Donjoy, by the way, is the brand of the knee brace, Gus. So that's why he's giving a shout out to Mr. Donjoy, because he feels like the knee brace might have helped him there.
Oh, so Donjoy knee braces?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
That's right. He's got that Donjoy on.
And that should take us to the end of the first half. Ohio State calmly dominating. 21-0 is our score as we head to the halftime break. So Ohio State up 21-0. And they'll bring it out of the end zone. Over the 20-yard line. Let's go downstairs and check it with JT. Travion Henderson on the return.
For Purdue, obviously, they're down a couple scores. Hudson Card needs to clean up his feet, find some completions. They need to win this half.
Thank you very much, Jenny. On first down, Howard delivers a strike to the sideline, and it's caught out of bounds. Nice catch by Jelani Thurman, the sophomore tight end. Howard so far 12 of 15, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. First down at the 37. Here's a handoff. Judkins spinning out of trouble, still on the move, and finally gobbled up. Heeneman with the tackle. Second down and 8 at the 39. Low snap handle by Howard. Slant underneath, caught, and it's Carnell Tate. Let me tell you about Carnell Tate. Came to Ohio State. His mom was 40 years old. And his sophomore year right now, he has a 3-point grade point average or better in sports industry. They say that he is a wonderful young man, a confident young man. First down and 10 of the 47 for the Buckeyes. Balanced affair for the Buckeyes today. Here's Howard going deep. He's got his man. Carnell Tate couldn't hold on.
Just a touch underthrown from Will Howard. That's his tendency this year.
Howard again underneath, and he gets to Tate. Trying to get some taters today. You're a baseball player. Some right. Taters.
And because coverage is going to roll towards Smith at times, Tate is going to have the opportunity to have huge catches down the stretch of this season.
First down from the 39 over the middle. And the Judkins. Quinshawn. What I don't understand, why would Quinshawn Judkins, 1,000-yard back both years at Ole Miss, come to Ohio State for less carries?
Well, specifically because it's less carries, to take some of those hits off of him. If you look over the last couple of years, you know, he had 146 carries in each of the last 2 years at this point in the season through 8 games. That's about 18.3 per game. He's down to 95 total, 11.9. Gus, that has allowed him to be more fresh. He's averaging more yards per carry, career best 6.5 per carry. He's a better back because of the fewer touches.
Judkins will be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, but you would think that a running back will want to carry it 30 times a game. 3rd and 3, Howard went for that first down, and he has it over the middle. That's who? Tatum.
We'll see these 5 offensive linemen, but we're starting to see some of the other wide receivers come into the game. Now Emeka's on the field, but also at number 13, Bryson Rogers, who's in the slot.
First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Howard really unloading it now, and incomplete. That ball in the corner intended for Emeka Egbuka.
He's one of the great players and people that I've covered in my career, and certainly a guy that anybody, regardless of who you're a fan of, you can root for Emeka Egbuka.
2nd and 10, here's a slant. Tate again with the catch. You were with Emeka before the game, weren't you? Walking on the field. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Howard looks the other way. Howard goes through his progressions. Look at the blocking from the offensive line. Howard loses an edge in the backfield, and will be down for a loss.
This turf is a very fast turf at Ohio State. They replaced it, I believe, 2 years ago. And yet, because of the amount of time the band practices, it's flat and slick. And you do see a lot of slips on this turf.
Jaden Fielding, 32-yard field goal is good. Three kickoffs out of bounds against Marshall this year. First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Nice run again. Crosses the 30. Stopped by Caleb Downs. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, Gus, it's interesting you mentioned that we're heading to Colorado, to Boulder. I'm a bit concerned about Joel here. He's gotten a little soft from Newport. I mean, the weather, I hear there's snow in Denver. Joel, I don't know even know if you can handle it.
Well, if there's snow, I might need like an electric blanket or something like that. I don't know what happened. I never used to play with sleeves. I used to think I was tough, and I'm...
2nd down and 3 to 32. Card. Sideline. And incomplete. That ball intended for Jerron Tibbs.
After review, the receiver completed the catch going to the ground. It's first down.
And that's a beautiful catch.
That's a gain of 28 yards. First down and 10 at the 40. Maccabee, the pistol back. Maccabee running right with a lane, and he's finally slung down at the end. Cody Simon again, of course. Second down and 8. Card to throw. Card underneath, incomplete. That one thrown into heavy traffic for a set. Card, play fake, sets up a screen. He's got his tight end, Claire, but he goes nowhere because Hancock just drops him immediately. Nice open field tackle. Fourth down and 6 at the 36-yard line. And Purdue going for it. Hudson Card steps into his throw, sideline, incomplete. And Purdue turns it over on downs, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, this one's going to go against Igbinosun. And again, he's one of the most penalized players in college football over on that far
Pass
side.
interference, defense number 1. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Card throwing and picked off in the end zone. Ohio State has it. Lathan Ransom advances it up the field to the 25. First down and 10 at the 24. I was clueless. Travion Henderson. Now Howard running. Oh, he just throws it out wide. Trickeration. And Carnell Tate. Second down and 2. At the 32. And it's Henderson for that first down, and he has it.
Just a historic night.
First down and 10 at the 38. Howard to the sideline, and it's caught inside Purdue territory. And that is Ennis, who had a nice touchdown last week against Purdue.
Well, against Penn State.
He's kind of a Rondell Moore type receiver.
He has told his receiver coach Brian Hartline, because listen, he doesn't get a ton of snaps, but he said, listen, I'm always ready to do whatever the team needs to win the game.
First down, Howard, inside handoff, Henderson with the lane. Henderson a little move. Travion Henderson goes down inside the Purdue 20-yard line. He'll gain 28 yards on the play. Jenkins with the tackle. Jesse Owens made Ohio State world famous with that performance at the 1936 games. And this one, Travion Henderson gets into the end zone for a touchdown. So many good offensive linemen have come out of Ohio State, led by the legend Orlando Pace.
Trey Sermon, remember he set that Big Ten individual game record in the Big Ten championship game against Northwestern in 2020. And then they leaned into the players that they had, which was quarterbacks that were great from the pocket. But because of the great skill that they've had and the great quarterbacks that they've had, they've been a passing first team over the last couple of years. But that's starting to change this year with Will Howard and more specifically Chip Kelly as the play caller.
First down to 25 for Purdue. And a fumble on the play. Ohio State is there. They pick it up and run it in for a touchdown. Jack Sawyer. Extra point fielding good.
You've got to be a great general manager. You've got to be a great fundraiser. CEO of hundreds of millions of dollar industry. You're a snap or two away in the most elite sections of college football. That's where Ryan Day has elevated and kept Ohio State.
And what I like about him is Ryan Day is only 45 years old, and he is maturing and growing. He's making great personnel moves. He's acquiring new talent. He's retaining talent. He's making sure that he's dotting the I's, so to speak.
That was great. That was great. I think that
I really get infuriated after I go online when Ohio State doesn't do as well as expected, and he gets murdered.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
You know what he would tell you?
What?
Don't go online.
What are you talking about? I have to handle my social media. Incomplete pass. Intended for Edwards. 3rd down and 5 at the 30-yard line. Love the way the Buckeyes are playing in all facets of the game. And that one almost picked off again.
It's not about just not losing, but it's about when adversity arises, can you adjust? And can you make the decisions necessary to improve? And I think that what we've seen over the last 3 weeks, since the Oregon game, ending in that Penn State game, and then how they're playing today, we've seen a coach that understands how to evaluate his own team and then adjust and make the necessary changes to make his team better in the middle of the season. Weren't in the same era at the same high school, went to the same high school. Chip then was his head coach at New Hampshire and gave him his first opportunity to coach.
He got him some great opportunities. Let's go downstairs to Jenny for more.
Well, speaking of some of those opportunities, Coach Day will really credit Chip with getting him in the door at Boston College. There is such a trust between these two coaches. Coach Day said, everyone needs a guy. Well, Chip was my guy to get me in the door.
Here's the run. Judkins, nice power running.
But I think the key word of what Jenny just said there, and Jenny, it's an excellent story, is trust. Ryan trusts Chip Kelly. Think about it. Ryan Day is one of the best play callers in the sport.
And he's not calling plays anymore.
And he's giving that up. You don't just give that up to anybody. He's going to give that up to someone he trusts eminently. And I think you've seen that. If you're a Buckeye fan, you've seen that this year, because Ryan has a freedom between offense and defense. Beautiful throw there. Carnell Tate again along the sideline. Offensive line struggles against Nebraska. They can address it.
He showed so much humility, quitting his job as a head coach, not receiving the kind of support he wanted at UCLA to come and be an assistant. But they do say that humility is the highest form of conceit. He seems happy, and the Buckeyes are rolling with him, pushing the buttons as their offensive coordinator. Here's the throw up top, caught, and at the 10-yard line, nicely done. It's Travion Henderson out of the backfield, showing his receiving ability. 1st down and goal at the 10. Howard drops it off in the flats, caught, Abuka. And another touchdown for Ohio State.
First catch of the day for Abuka, but another touchdown on the season.
And the extra point is good for fielding. The record, 110,045 versus Michigan in 2016 when #2 Ohio State beat #3 Michigan that day, 30-27 in 2 overtimes. For the Boilers, trying to get on the board, get a little confidence. Card hands it off. Love stretches it out and is dropped as he crosses.
Well, I think it's to try to create a changeup as well as create an opportunity to get more athletes on the field. That's C.J. Hicks, who's now in the jack position there and chasing Maccabee, the running back, or Reggie Love, excuse me.
Malik Hartford with the tackle.
They built a defense that catered to their personnel. And I think they're trying to find something and maybe a changeup that might work as well here for the Buckeyes.
Jim Knowles, always fun to talk to him. He's like the Marcus Aurelius of coaches. He's a stoic. 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's the reverse. And Smith, nothing doing at Ohio State defense right there.
All of these coaches, whether it's Ryan Walters for Purdue or Ryan Day for Ohio State, you're having to recruit your own players to retain the roster in the transfer portal era.
2nd down and 7 at the 49. And caught. Nice catch. Hand it off. Maccabee. Ops through the hole.
Got the backups in for Ohio State, but trust me, they still want this goose egg. They want the shutout.
2nd down and 8 at the 20. Card underneath. Nice throw. Great catch inside. And it's Edrin. And now they say incomplete. Dropped it at the end. 3rd down and 8 at the 20. On the play clock, and timeout called by the Boilermakers. It'll be wonderful to travel to see some of these venues, especially Washington.
I was going to say that might be the most picturesque college football stadium in the country.
Card hit as he throws incomplete.
Good pressure from C.J. Hicks, their number 11.
Porath into an attempt at 38-yarder. He missed a 21-yarder. And he's going to miss this one too. We had a chance to talk to Ryan Day about Brown and his maturation yesterday at the facility. Here's a handoff to James Peoples in there.
I remember the comment all the way back then. He said, honestly, I think people are cowards. I think people have this thought in their own head that I'm going to leave and I'm going to be a quitter, but that's never been me. And that mentality, Gus, is why Ryan Day knows that he will continue to sit here and fight, develop, and you never know.
But in today's world, Joel, is he taking money out of his pocket? Sounds like your dad talking right there. Down at 4. And it's Brown. Coach Day saying that Devin is prepared well as backup quarterback. He's still in the chase. Brown. That will go a little high for Ennis.
Because if you're Devin Brown, you saw Will Howard earlier today, right before the half. You know, he grabbed his knee, Gus.
Yep.
You don't know. I mean, this could be 16, 17 game season. And, you know, every backup. That's why moments like this are vital. It's not just throwaway time, because all these guys that don't normally get a chance to be on the football field now are getting vital reps that they can improve from.
Ball kicked to the sideline and out of bounds around the 20. New quarterback in for Purdue, Ryan Brown.
Man, I keep saying this, you know, like when I talk to Ryan Walters, he's excited about the future because of the skill that they have and the youth that they have.
Can he keep him is the question. And a sack again for Ohio State as they continue to dominate. Joshua Mickens, the sophomore from Indy. Four sacks today for Ohio State. Brown dancing. Brown just throws it up and out of bounds.
Nice job by that second team Buckeye defense.
Brandon Ennis back deep. Crimmins will send it away. Standing on his own goal line. This one kicked toward the far side out of bounds as it crosses midfield. And we'll stay right here.
Gus, Indiana, we've seen them. There's a bit of brand bias going on right now with Indiana because their resume looks exactly like Michigan and Georgia from a year ago.
Brown steps up in the pocket and crosses the line of scrimmage. What do you mean, brand?
The brands are different. Like, if Indiana had a different logo on their helmet, the committee would have ranked them much higher.
Indiana, the losingest program in college football history. 713 losses. Today, if they beat Michigan, they can record their 10th win of the season. That game coming up right after this one on CBS, folks. You want to watch that. Because Coach Kurt Cignetti has those guys rolling with a chance to win their 10th game. They'll take on Ohio State on the 23rd here in Columbus. Indiana with a bye next week. That could be a game, Joel. Indiana, Ohio State.
That's going to be a great game. A great game.
Devin Brown. Well, make that Julian Sayin. And he'll scramble and pick up a first down
They thought very highly of him for the future here, and he will have a chance when Will Howard departs after this season to compete to be the starting quarterback for Ohio State.
Sideline throw, incomplete. This time, David. That shouldn't be a problem. Every time we come to Ohio State, we get a chance to eat at the facility, the training table. Good food there. Second down and 10 at the 35. Sam. Incomplete.
This is a backup group that's in, but no penalties, no false starts, no holding. Last week against Penn State in a really tough environment, and then here today at home played another clean game.
Sayin. The middle and dropped, incomplete. Blitz picked up. Sideline, incomplete.
But if Colorado could get this one, man, they're going to have a shot, pending what happens with Iowa State moving forward, to get themselves into the Big 12 championship game.
There's only one problem with all that success, Joel. Second and 41.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. By side, incomplete. There's only one problem and a flag. Can you keep Dion? Will you be keeping Dion 2 years?
Number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
But that's going to be a great one today, man. I'm telling you, that is going to be a great football game. Colorado, Texas Tech, right after us, right here on Fox. Jason, Brock, Allison will have the call. That'll be a great day. Every scout is, every team is represented when you come to an Ohio State game. And I just said,
ball thrown up and incomplete. Wrong with having it.
I used to not get cold, Gus, because I was
Mike Tyson neck. That's what I want.
I was a little chubbier back then.
There's nothing wrong with that. Third down and 9. And that could take us to 2-minute time here. 2 minutes. Brown sprints out. Turns. And will not pick up the first down. Williams-Dixon, freshman from Pickerington. Ryan Day, improving as a coach, growing as the CEO of the world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes. We're not going to pay attention to what the other fans are talking about right now when it comes to the Buckeyes. There you go. And the tribute to an iconic, legendary superhero of a human being.
couldn't have said it better myself, my friend.
Ryan Day, business taken care of, 45-0. Well done.
They're certainly set up for this stretch run, aren't they?
Yes, they are.